Our main event is next, and 15 of the brightest unsigned stars in this country have the chance to get into tonight's heavyweight title tournament. The men who drew numbers 1 and 2 will start, and every 90 seconds another man will enter. Elimination occurs by being thrown over the top rope and both feet touching the floor. The winner and the first runner-up will advance to tonight's title tournament. Please welcome the man who drew number 1. Introducing first, Robbie Sinclair. And the man who drew number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Brash.
We're live in the Broxbourne Civic Hall, just moments away from the beginning of Carpe Diem. This is FWA Unsigned, and this is the 15-man battle royal to decide the final 2 places in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Dave Bradshaw here at ringside. You're looking at the first 2 men in. That's Marcus Brash in the yellow trunks and Robbie Sinclair currently in the corner. Real important day for all 15 men in this match. As I say, 2 spots left in the tournament to crown the first ever World Heavyweight Champion of the FWA, the most prestigious title in Europe. In this match, we're going to see 15 of the United Kingdom's top free agents, top unsigned talent, vying for those 2 spots. Brash with a rear waist hook on Sinclair. Sinclair charging at Brash, and my goodness, look at that from Sinclair, a running spine buster. Animalistic is this Sinclair. Comes from Slam Academy, one of the most powerful young stars in British wrestling, a real prospect. So almost took Brash's head off with that clothesline. As powerful as Sinclair is and as good as Brash is, neither of these have got a very good draw. The first 2 men into this 15-man rumble. The only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope and sent to the floor.
Toxic.
That hooter you just heard is the signal for the 3rd man into the match. It's Jack Toxic. If you're with us in Broxbourne at New Frontiers back in August, you may remember Toxic was in the main event of FWA Unsigned on that night, teaming up with his tag partner Alex Cyanide in a losing effort against Retropop. Toxic were to do well in this rumble, he may find himself in a rematch against one half of Retropop. Dave Rain awaits the winner of this rumble, Martin Stone. for the runner-up, and no disrespect to Dave Rain, but that shows you the difference there is between coming first and second here. Stone considered one of the favourites to be crowned the first ever FWA World Heavyweight Champion. No one wants to be in there against him. But these three men in at the moment have more immediate concerns. They're going to have to last almost the entire length of this rumble. 12 more men to enter.
Come on, this is my tournament, baby!
Kincaid getting in the face of Brash. Brash having a lot of success down at Premier Promotions, down on the south coast of England. Toxic trying to suplex Brash out. Kincaid's going to back him up. We await the arrival of entrant number 4.
Please welcome entrant number 4, Doris!
Oh, it's Doris Coffey, one of the favourites here. Been making waves down in SAS Wrestling SAS in Birmingham. Almost threw Jack Toxic out. Toxic able to hold on onto the ring apron. He's back in. Remember, you're not eliminated unless your feet touch the floor. Coffey continuing to try and take Toxic out. Kincaid continuing to dominate Brash in the middle of the ring.
Here we go.
Coffey, this energetic, likeable young man from Jamaica. Like everyone in this match, really wanting to hold on to his dream of breaking through. It would be a fairy tale story if someone like Doris Coffey could come effectively from nowhere to claim Europe's most prestigious heavyweight championship belt. It's a long way from being there yet, but if he could win this rumble or come second, he would be just 3 wins away from being crowned as champion. Toxic just pushing that knee into the face of Coffey. Brash is trying to get Kincaid out. Toxic just trying to slam Coffey over the top rope. Really got him here. Coffey is fighting with everything he has. So important, this match. Such a massive opportunity for everyone involved.
Entrant number 5, Sykes.
Well, here comes Sykes. Veteran of the UK scene, but still unsigned, still a free agent looking for his big break in the business. And doing big things down in RDW. Real heavy hitter. Bit of a bully in there, no coincidence perhaps that he's teaming up with Jack Toxic. Toxic, he's just taking a rest in the corner. He's in no hurry to fight anyone. That's not very sporting. In a way, you have to admire that. Toxic knowing he's early in here. A lot of competitors to outlast, trying to conserve some energy. Oh wait, the Brash has gone over, and Kincaid's gone over as well. Kincaid and Brash are both out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Brash and Robbie Kincaid have both been eliminated.
Both our referees there, Tommy Stevens and Chris Roberts, confirming that there's an elimination, but there's some afters here between Kincaid and Brash. Stevens trying to hold Kincaid back. Don't admire him there, don't envy him that task. Kincaid, a monster of a young man. A real beast. Looks like Kincaid and Brash are finally being persuaded to head backstage.
Please welcome back entrant number 6, special edition, Joseph Connors.
Joseph Connors, number 6 in here, and I heard Richard Parker, our ring announcer, say welcome him back. The reason for that is because Connors has just been in action in a tag team match at the start of today's FWA Unsigned show. I'm sure given the fact that he's already had to compete once, Connors would have been hoping for a better draw than number 6. But still, that's the task he's been given here, and going to have to last. His dreams of being a world champion depend on it. Sykes just smashing Coffee in the back. Coffee looking a little worse for wear. He's been in there for some time now. And Sykes is trying to choke Coffee, and that merciless street thug-like tactics. Sykes just putting his fingers in the nostrils of Therese Coffee, trying to wrench his neck backwards even further and increase the pain. As Connors is trying to throw out Toxic on the other side of the ring. Toxic is on the apron, he's in some jeopardy. Toxic was just able to fight his way back in. Here comes the next man, number 7.
Please welcome entrant number 7, Lionheart.
It's Lionheart, arguably Scotland's finest wrestler. Up in the SWA, the Scottish Wrestling Alliance. Been dominating opponents north of the border, now wanting to expand his horizons and prove he can make it on a national, indeed an international stage, and that's a good way to start.
Sykes has been
Lionheart has eliminated Sykes within moments of arriving in this match. Coffee with a forearm to Connors. Connors calls himself the special edition. Seen he's got quite a mouth on him. Saw that in that tag match earlier. He was successful in that match along with his partner, textbook Dave Breaks, I should say. Coffee shoulder barge to the ground by Connors. Now look at this. Connors and Toxic trying to double team Lionheart, trying to eliminate him. Coffee to the rescue. I'm not sure that's good strategy from Therese Coffee, in fact, because it's every man for himself here. It would perhaps have helped him if Lionheart was eliminated. Or maybe he would have been the next victim of Connors and Toxic's double team tactics. We await the arrival of the next man in. We're around halfway through this Rumble match. XANDER Cooper. Cooper just unloading here upon his arrival. Toxic, meanwhile, is still holding on. Cooper taking the fight to Joseph Connors. Here comes Cooper, and Connors cut him off with an elbow to the face. Connors is going up high. Cooper, drop kick from XANDER Cooper. Connors is wobbling, and Connors is out. Connors is out. Joseph Connors eliminated at the hands of XANDER Cooper, who, like Lionheart, has made an immediate impact in this Rumble by eliminating one of his opponents within seconds of arrival. Wait, Connors looks livid. Connors is back in. This is uncalled for. Connors, you've been eliminated. You've been eliminated, for goodness sake. Connors dropping Cooper on his head. Well, that's an injustice. Come on. Connors refusing to take defeat with any dignity here. Oh, and now Cooper's thrown out by Toxic. That is a real shame for Cooper. Blame Joseph Connors for that. Toxic getting some payback, I guess. Therese Coffee drop kicking him in the chest, but now here comes Nathan Cruz. For my money, the most irritating man in this battle royal, a real prima donna. So I heard Cruz backstage boasting about how he's on the brink of being offered a full-time FWA contract, how it's going to be some kind of big money deal. Don't know how much truth there is in that, but certainly a legend in his own mind is this Nathan Cruz. Been irritating people up in NGW in recent months. You know, the thing about this battle royal is not only are all these guys representing themselves, but they're representing their training schools, the academies that have taught them. Real high pressure, high stakes here for all of them. Not least because, Cruz is in! Well, Cruz spent a lot of time getting into this match, mocking people in the crowd, and now Cruz, as soon as he got into the ring, clotheslined out by Lionheart. Well, thanks for coming, Nathan Cruz. Lionheart, back elbow on Toxic now. Looks like Cruz has lost that feather boa as well. Not sure it suits the Reese Coffee mind, but I doubt he'll care at the moment. He's busy trying to eliminate Toxic. Toxic sweeping the legs of Lionheart.
Please welcome entrant number 10, Ben Rage.
So the 10th man in is Ben Rage. Up in the XWA in Morecambe where he's been training. Coffee raking the eyes of Jack Toxic. In comes Rage. Rage immediately going after Coffee. Lionheart is trying to chase Toxic. Toxic being picked up here by Lionheart. Toxic now, of course, been in longer than anyone else. Been trying to avoid exerting too much energy, been clinging on, perhaps cowardly, in some of the corners for much of this match, but he's taking a real beating now from this Scottish gladiator Lionheart. Forearm to the face. Coffee and Ben Rage in the opposite corner. Really is gut check time. Some of these guys looking really exhausted now, but they know they have to find that extra bit of energy. Their world championship hopes, their dreams of making it to the big time depend on it. The countdown clock is running again as, oh, Rage! Rage goes head first into the groin of Jack Toxic. Man number 11 about to arrive.
Entrant number 11 is Johnny Midnight.
Here comes Johnny Midnight. One of the more experienced men in this rumble. Go straight after Lionheart. Midnight has been touring the country in recent times with all-star wrestling. Now trying to make it on a broader, more international stage. You know, this really is, for my money at least, the biggest showcase of cross-promotional talent there's ever been on these shores. I can't think of another match with so many great stars from so many different British promotions. Just shows how badly everyone in Britain, every wrestler in the country wants to be a part of the new FWA, wants the chance of being the historic inaugural winner of that World Heavyweight Championship. Coffee in some trouble, being double teamed by Rage and Midnight. Coffee could be out. Those feet had touched the floor, he would have been, but he managed to crawl in between those two bottom ropes. Coffee a real survivor so far in this one, as is Jack Toxic. So Coffee, I think, has been the more aggressive of the two. Toxic, look at him now. Look at him now. He's clinging onto the corner. Survive by any means necessary. That seems to be Jack Toxic's strategy, like it or not. Who's the next man in? Could be number 12.
Entrant number 12 is James.
Oh, it's James Dharma. They call him Mr. Ground and Pound over in IPW UK, where he's been trained. And Dharma straight in, straight delivering those hard hits, those hard strikes to the face of Doris Coffee. Dharma trained by, among others, the self-proclaimed all-time great Andrew Simmons. Seems to have developed some of Simmons' attitude as well. A real bully boy in there. Look at that uppercut, vicious uppercut to the chest of Johnny Midnight. Dharma trying to get Midnight out early on in his time in the match as Toxic was trying to avoid everyone. As soon as Lionheart attacked him, though, he dropped him on his jaw. His jaw hitting the back of Toxic's head, the back of his skull. Toxic trying to bring himself to his feet to defend himself. Dharma, there's some of that ground and pound, burying a boot into the chest of Lionheart. Two opposite ends of the country, these two guys. Lionheart from Scotland, Dharma training down in Kent. This will be the first time many of these youngsters, many of these hot prospects on the British scene have ever wrestled each other. Big chop from Lionheart and another. Dharma is figuratively and literally on the ropes. Three men still to enter in this Unsigned Battle Royal. 2 places in the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament up for grabs.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Another man about to enter.
3, 2, 1. Please welcome Lewis Cooper.
Lewis Cooper from ACW is entrant number 13.
Final countdown.
Cooper seemingly in no hurry to make his way into this match. Despite his good draw, can't do much better than 13. 15-man rumble, obviously there's only 2 positions better. We'll see who those 2 men are in just a moment. All action here. I think this is just the start of the night. Carpe diem, the quarterfinals of the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament still to come. By the end of this night, only 4 men will remain in contention for the championship. History will be made in this building, in this ring, before we all go home tonight. Ben Rage choking Johnny Midnight. All of these men, the implausible dream of being an unsigned star entered into that open tournament, still remains. Ben Rage in some real jeopardy here. He's been double teamed by Midnight and Lionheart, who are now trying to take him out of the match. Toxic was the 3rd man in. He's been in there for a long time now, but may not be for much longer. Dharma and Coffee trying to take him out. Here comes man number 14. Cooper was trying to intimidate our next man in. He's been thrown out. Johnny Midnight throwing out Lewis Cooper.
John Ryan is unable to compete.
We still haven't seen the next man in. It was supposed to be John Ryan, the bad boy of British wrestling. Well, that's a mystery. John Ryan was, as far as I'm aware, was here in the building. I'm not sure where he is. John Ryan has not emerged here. Ryan would have been one of the favourites for this match, you know. He's been wrestling a lot longer than most of the guys in here. Real legitimate hard man is Ryan. Trained down in FWA UK Hammerlock. A real street fight. They're also very adept at submission holds.
What next?
He isn't here. Anyway, the rumble goes on without him. Coffee with right hands to Ben Rage from the XWA. Rage sent to the corner, straight into James Dharma. Well, and you can hear the countdown. We are about to meet the 15th and final entrant in this FWA Unsigned Battle Royal. My list is correct. There's only 1 man it can be.
And final entrant, Johnny Moss.
Oh my, oh my. Look at the size of Johnny Moss. This is a man mounted from Cumbria, and the action in the ring has stopped dead as all of the men here looking at Moss, and they're all thinking the same thing. Who on earth is going to stop him? Who is going to be able to eliminate a man of this power, of this intensity? James Dharma is the first to try. Moss grabs him, overhead belly-to-belly suplex, and Dharma lands hard. Moss, unrelenting, picks him up, and as easy as that, James Dharma is thrown out of here.
James Dharma has been eliminated.
Ben Rage clothesline to the floor. You know, Lionheart and Johnny Midnight are on the outside. Ben Rage is clotheslined over the top. He's out.
Rage has been eliminated.
Being told in my ear that Lionheart and Johnny Midnight did not go over the top rope. They were brawling, and I think they fell through the middle. Look at the power of Moss. So Midnight and Lionheart still officially in this, along with Toxic, Moss and Darice Coffee. 2 of those 5 men will advance to the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Again, look at this power of Moss, just absolutely scary, scary power. Toxic, he's been in since almost the start, but just like that, Moss eliminates Jack Toxic. Mr. Reese Coffey, he's been in there a long time. He may actually be thinking he's at least qualified, that he's at least come second in this thing, but as I say, I think he's actually got 4 men left, but this won't stop Coffey from giving it his all. What a plucky competitor is this young man from Jamaica, but Moss with power, sheer power, and Coffey held on, Coffey is not eliminated. Well, that shows you how much he wants this. Coffey, oh, now he's out.
Therese Coffey has been eliminated.
Well, Therese Coffey did everything in his power to stay in, despite being totally outgunned, outmanned by this machine of a man. Absolute monster is Moss. So as expected, then Midnight and Lionheart back in. They've been brawling with each other for much of the match, but now they're doing the only thing they can do, and Moss is reeling here. They're double teaming him. Send Moss to the ropes. Tried to knock him down, but they came off almost worse than Moss did. Go for the double clothesline. Moss ducked. Double clothesline on by Moss, and well, Lionheart and Midnight have gone to the ground. Moss has won the Battle Royal, the Royal Rumble here. Oh, that was dominant.
In the title tournament, Vigilante Johnny.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen anyone dominate the Battle Royal as Moss has here. Good God, but well, yeah, who is the runner-up? Looked to me like Lionheart and Midnight landed almost at the same time. I think the referees, Tommy Stevens and Chris Roberts, had a better view of it than I did. Well, it's Midnight. It's going to be Midnight. Johnny Midnight advances. Well, Tommy Stevens is saying it's Lionheart. We know that Moss has gone through. Moss will take on Retro Dave Rain in one quarter-final of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. But as for the other spot, confusion is reigning. Here comes our third official who was backstage watching this on a monitor. Split of opinions over who the qualifier is. Moss may be completely unstoppable.
I have just been informed that both Lionheart and Johnny Midnight's feet touched the floor at exactly the same time. Therefore, tonight's match will be a 3 corners match. Johnny Midnight versus Lionheart versus Martin Stone.
Well, there's the official decision.
In the FWA World Title Tournament.
All right, so they couldn't decide who hit the floor first. Was it Midnight? Was it Lionheart? The officials unable to decide, so a compromise decision, if you like. Martin Stone will now face the joint second place competitors in this Battle Royal, Johnny Midnight and Lionheart, in a triple threat match. It's the quarter-final of the Battle Royal, of the World Championship tournament.
There will be a triple threat match, and Johnny Moss will go one-on-one with Dave Rain.
So Moss versus Rain and Stone against Midnight and Lionheart in tonight's World Championship tournament.